Okay, thank you. I'd like to call this meeting of the Quinte West Personnel Committee to order at 6:20. And we are going to, if with council we have approval of the agenda, can I get a mover? Can we make an amendment and deal with the open portion first, which are the reports that are on the meeting, so that staff doesn't have to, all the staff doesn't have to stay? Can I get a mover to amend the agenda? Councillor Sharp, seconder.
And I'd like to speak, Madam Chair, to that. I would suggest that going forward that we set the agenda up to have the open first and the closed part after, because then staff that don't need to be in the closed part aren't waiting, and it just makes sense, I believe. If we council would support that.
We can ask the clerk to make the amendment to approve the agenda and to amend future. We have seconders. Councillor Card? Okay. All in favor? Okay. So I need there are no minutes for approval. We had none. They were already approved, and we had our committee of the whole where we approved it. Do we have any delegations? Anybody? Nothing. And public input? Seeing none. We go straight to the staff report 25001. Human Resources from Richard Anderson, Health and Safety Employee Services Officer regarding the City of Quinte West 2025 Health and Safety Workplace Violence, Workplace Harassment, and Sexual Harassment Policies. We have a resolution on the floor. If I can get a mover. Councillor O'Neill, seconder, Mayor Harrison. And do we have any conversation, or Mr. Anderson, if you'd like to review anything or give us an update?
Oh, thank you. Through you, Councillor Stedel, to council. Basically, these three policy statements are required, excuse me, legally through the Occupational Health and Safety Act. So annually, once a year, we go through them with committee and we make any adjustments or amendments to what we currently have, depending on risk assessments, that type of thing. So basically, this year, nothing's really changed. Everything is status quo except for the excuse me, the bottom of the health and safety policy. Annually, we have a competition with their staff to change the slogan on the bottom of the policy, and we award the winner a $100 gift card every year so we can get staff involved in that process. Seems to work pretty good, and I think this year, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think we had somewhere between 30 and 40 different staff that submitted anywhere from 2 to 10 different slogans, and then the committee, excluding me, of course, vote on the winner. And this year it was Andrea Dinner. So that's the process.
Through you, Madam Chair, I like that safety is not an option; it's an expectation. I just wanted to ask through to Manager Richardson, do we offer? I think in the past we'd give a health and safety, I guess, award or incentive, like whether it was a mug or something for all the staff, reinforcing health and safety, recognizing the work of the staff teams. Do we still offer those kind of little incentives or awards for all the good work all the staff do?
That's a great question. Annually, we do not. The members who sit on the committee, so for example, the non-affiliated group are put there by management. The union group are voted upon by their peers. So we do ask them to sit for 4 years because it takes some time to get them certified, as well as it costs us some money, right? So we make them, or we ask them at least to sit for at least 4 years. So every so many years we get a change, but anybody who sits on the team gets a token of our thanks at Christmas time. You'll see, for example, this vest that I wear was part of that back in, I think it was 2011. So every year they get their choice sometimes of a t-shirt, a sweater, perhaps a mug, that type of thing. But as far as the rest of the staff, I believe 2 years ago, maybe 3, I can't remember, we celebrated amongst the entire city staff 950,000 hours without a lost time accident. That to me was a major, whatever you want to call it, a million would have been wonderful, because that's the threshold, is a million. We didn't get there. Crazy things happen sometimes when we're out there, but it was certainly worth celebrating, and all the staff received mugs. Okay, it's not that we couldn't, but they certainly, today, to get anything that's decent is going to cost a fair bit of money, and we've got 450 people we need to look after, right? So,
Thank you for that.
Okay, any other questions or?
Just to you, Madam Chair, CEO Angelo, you could make some comments on what you've done and what you do on a regular basis with your staff and Public Works in particular, to keep them, I guess a simple task. I know you run everybody every month to make sure we got a driver's license. What other things, think of, coming out to plow, thinking of, all those little things, and with the operations center, from my point of view, everybody coming into a lunch place or a place where they can sit down and enjoy. I'll leave it to you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Richard. There's many things that each one of us as directors or managers do to promote safety in all of our workplaces. We have tailgate talks before any sort of project commences or any sort of rehabilitation happens. We every winter before winter starts, we have the plow drivers take a tour of their route with the truck, identify hazards, and document all that. We have an avid training program that we do training, whether it's fall arrest training or working at heights or confined space entry. All that's happening on a regular basis. And it's something that we promote constantly through all of our teams, not in just my teams, but through all the teams in Quinte West.
just one other thing I might add, thank you, is just going even further maybe than what Acting Director Angelo just said. The city, we've developed between 40 and 50 health and safety working standards, which in fact, workplace violence, workplace sexual harassment are just two of those. We also have 125 standard operating procedures in place, as well as between 60 and 70 standard operating guidelines in place. So basically, anything that our staff are asked to do or tasked to do, we have a procedure in place so that it can be done safely. And we've even taken, excuse me, all of that information and we put it on software that we work with a company in Belleville called Risk Assist. And basically what it is, it's a WEMS program that we've taken it to the next step where we take all of our working standards, put them on the software, and our staff have access to that 24/7 with their phones. So it doesn't matter where they are, whether it's on a job site, along the side of the road, regardless, whatever the task is or whatever the operation or the job is, if the Ministry of Labor stopped and wanted to know what we're doing and how do we keep our staff safe, anybody could pull any of these SOPs or SOGs or working standards up on their phone and show them. This is the stuff that we talk about at tailgates. This is the stuff we train on. Everything we have is here. And as long as we have an internet connection, we have access to do it 24/7. So I think we go above and beyond sometimes what maybe is required, but at the end of the day, right, we're just trying to be proactive. So thank you.
Okay, that's great. There's no other questions or comments then? We have.
Madam Chair,
Oh, sorry, Councillor Freeman, yes?
thank you very much. I just want to compliment the staff. It's really quite remarkable what they've done. I'm still very proud of the opinion we got from the United Nations for using cleansers, et cetera, that aren't going to harm our staff. I just like it that we're proactive and, it's just very comforting as a counselor to know we have staff looking after each other. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I agree with you there. It is nice to see that we do have so many standards and processes in place. So, okay, with that, we have the resolution on the floor to receive staff report and approve the policies of health and safety policy, the workplace violence policy, and the workplace harassment and sexual harassment policy. All in favor? Okay, so moved. Okay, so with that, we have nothing else for staff, and we will be going into closed session. Can I get a motion to move into close? Councillor Armstrong, seconded by Councillor O'Neill. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm just going to call the meeting back to order. Basically, I see there's no correspondence for committee decision. No, is there any other new or other business from any councillors? None. So adjournment. So I just need a motion for adjournment. Councillor O'Neill, Councillor Sharp, all in favor? Okay, thank you very much.